the beautiful, the very talented Tilly Mackintosh! Is this right?
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah. Yeah, tighten it. Tighten it, babe. Thank you. Hi. So remember at the top when Henry was like, so we normally pick guest poets who do a lot of poetry with music. I've never done poetry with music. So let's see how this goes. How sick has this lineup been, by the way? Fuck, you know. So I'm really sorry to be the person to get up here and talk about the C word. But this first poem I'm going to do is about this summer, this year, which was the weirdest time ever. Do you remember, like, the tears and the tears and the lockdown and the times when you could just go out with your housemates and all that stuff? It's about that, and it's called Making the Best of It. It's like conversational, and my boyfriend said say 140. Yeah? No, please not. Please no. I know that's wrong. I know nothing else. No. It nearly happened. No, it's like just ambling and conversational. Let's go with that. Okay. Summer 2021. And everyone's like, we've rented this lovely little renovated doghouse in the countryside. It's got a stripped back kind of vibe. I just feel like crawling into my accommodation at night really keeps me grounded. We're all grounded. Looking disapprovingly at planes crisscrossing the sky whilst trying to remember what it looks like outside the M25. Remember when it was as simple as just staying inside, buying loads of wine and trying not to die. Now we're in and out of isolation like indecisive mollusks, clutching at the bright side as each new disappointment dawns, pretending the forlorn remnants of our wedding are just how we wanted it to be. Really, the groom is more a luxury than a need. Now we're dipping in the sea of our cold grey shores. If I see one more fucking picture of Durdle Door, it might be the final straw. And everybody's eating oysters in Whitstable like it's the law. You're not a pioneer, you're just a bougie bore. This is stranger than the part when we had to eat outdoors, wearing salopettes and wetsuits like dining was a sport. Or when we could only hang out with our household, boldly showing up at the pub, looking deadpan, accompanied by Madonna, RuPaul, and our Nan. Or when they said smokers wouldn't catch it. And for the first time since the ban, we felt smug and not ashamed. Stranger than when we banged pots and plans. We cringe at the memory of how our hearts sang as the tinny clangs rang out across the rooftops. Now, we gag on cotton buds so we can queue outside the club gleefully, like a crowd celebrating an offside goal prematurely, like the makers of La La Land and their mistaken Oscar, or for the lost Titanic orchestra soaring at their sinking strings. We cling to the life raft of normality with our trauma in tow. Sort of wishing someone would just make us go back home. Take us back to a time before lateral flows. Before our hopes and dreams began to decompose and our expectations plummet. And we found ourselves on holiday in a jacuzzi made out of a bucket. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, my set's going to be short and sweet. I've got two more quite short ones, and they're from, I just have to draw this distinction for some reason obsessively between poems that I say as spoken word and poems that I write to be read. So these are two poems that I wrote to be read, but I'm going to say them. This next one I'm going to do is, I guess it's about forgiveness. It's about forgiveness, and it's kind of slow still, but slow, but I'll start. I lie on melting tarmac on the terrace. Tomato plants are growing yellow round my head. I draw you a primrose on a card I never send. I want to say, look, I didn't die. I didn't die, I lived. I live here now, in this raucous, breathless bit of town. I wear florals and Fiorucci angels. Talk too much at parties. Wonder if you would have loved me more like this. Wonder if it'll always feel a bit like I left a part behind on the stairs. A small package, a stray sentence, a loose hair. I drink every night and think about stopping. Think about you saying, be better. I don't want to be pulled back like a toddler on a tether. You can't be a villain in your own life forever. I send a Primrose Postcard to my mum. I think of you, undone, crouched in the corner like a fern. I learned to say goodbye to things I set alight and left to burn. I live with it. Imagine this, in flight, up the Holloway Road, coming whitely through your window, spinning the living room to let you know there is nothing left but love, with nowhere to go. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, this is going to be the last one. I'm going to read this one. I told Henry I'd learn all my poems, so it's a tiny, tiny notebook. You can't even see it. I've never performed this one before, ever. And so, like, the world is our oyster, really. I kind of think maybe we should just go more up-tempo. It doesn't really suit it, but let's try it. So I'm going to read it. It's quite old. It's going to go in this collection that I'm writing. And, yeah, maybe not like woo, wild tempo, but like middle. Yeah, because otherwise everyone was going to be asleep. 140 is perfect. Okay, this poem, this is my last poem. This is called The Pink. Your heart is full and open, lily-like. Chain chewing gum, lick your lips and think of spreading underneath him. Rattle and yearn. You become a tower. Learn to cook. Look harder at the places you have lived. Madness and wild ways did not drive him out. You left yourself on your two legs, walking fine, carrying meat. Confessing your disordered eating to a friend, loving repeatedly throughout the day, holding a stranger's gaze. You're giddy about heels and Dior chains. Relax your face. You know we all have days like these, when we come untethered and blow about in the breeze. The things about yourself you fear, your swollen gut, smoking habit, tendency for recklessness, your big, heavy blinking eyes that make you look convex. But don't be afraid of blood banging in your ears of tears. They do not mean insanity. You sewed the seam yourself and can unpick it just the same. The past is water. It flows back to us and settles there like clouds.